Hello students, in today's English grammar class, we shall learn active and passive voice. Let's begin the class. We can begin a sentence either with a subject or object. This fact decides whether a sentence is active or passive. In other words, it's possible for us to recognize the active and the passive voice. For example, if a sentence has one of the helping verbs such as am, is, are, was, were, it is said to be in passive voice. Voice is the form of the verb which indicates whether a person or a thing does something or something has been done to a person or a thing. Kinds of voice. There are two kinds of voice, namely active voice and passive voice. Let's discuss about active voice. When a verb form shows that the subject has done something, it is known as active voice. For example, Annika sings a song. Verb here is sings. Subject is Annika. Who does the action? Annika. So Annika sings a song. Annika is the subject. Verb form sings shows that something the subject has done. What is the subject? What has the subject done here? She sings a song. So we say the sentence is in active voice. Passive voice. When a verb form shows that something has been done to the subject, it is known as passive voice. For example, a song is sung by Annika. Here, verb is sung is in passive voice because something is done to the subject. A song is the subject here. Something has been done to the subject. Here, the doer of the action is Annika, but song is sung by Annika. We say here is sung. The verb is in passive voice. Let's go through the basic rules of the passive active voice. A sentence can be separated into subject, verb and object. First we have to separate. Now let's take the example of this sentence. Annika sings a song. What's the subject here? Annika. Identify the this one. What's that verb? Can you identify the verb? Can you identify the verb? Verb is sings and a song. A song is the object. So Sienna, now Sienna writes a letter. Which is the subject? Sienna. Verb is writes. A letter is the object. So first we have to separate the sentence into what are the three? Subject, verb and object. Now second thing is object of the sentence must be turned into the subject. Let's take the example of the sentence. First, Annika sings a song. Now we divided the sentence into subject, verb, object. So what happens now is, second rule is, you change the object into the new subject. Tell me the object, a song. Now it make it a new subject. A song became the new subject. Change the verb into participle form. Sings is in present tense. So is. Sings. Sung is the past participle of the verb sing. So we have to use the participle form. Is sung by Annika. So what's the second rule? Object of the sentence must be turned into subject. Object must be turned into new subject. Same way, Sienna writes a letter. What is the subject? Sienna. What's the verb? Writes. What's the object? A letter. Now change the object into the new subject. A letter became the new subject here. That much is the rule. Second rule. Let's continue. Third thing is the be form must be used according to the tense of the verb. For example, what is the be form here? Be form is am, is, are, was, were. These are the be forms of the verb. Now, a song is sung by Anika. Is used in the passive voice. A letter is written by Sienna. Is the be form of the verb. Some verbs are given here. Past participle of the verb must be used. In passive voice, we always use the past participle form of the verb. Clear? Now the sentence which was the first sentence I told you was Anika sings a song. When I change it into passive voice, we say a song is sung by Anika. So sung is the past participle form of the verb sing. A letter is written by Sienna. Sienna writes a letter. A letter is written by Sienna. Written is the past participle form of the verb write. I've given a list of verbs here. Present tense, past tense and participle. Go through them. When the verb is asked, past tense is asked. Participle also asked. Arise, arose, arising. So read all the other verbs. Now here the next is the preposition. Preposition by is added. For example, a song is sung by Anika. A letter is written by Sienna. So the fifth rule is, what do we have to add to the passive voice? Preposition by. Sixth rule is the subject must be made the object. The subject must be made the object. A song is sung by Anika. In the first form, Anika sings a song. Now I change it into passive. New object, new subject. Be form of the verb. Participle. Add what? Preposition. And subject became the object. Is it clear? Sixth rule is subject became the object. Now, a song is sung by Anika. A letter is written by Sienna. A letter. Sienna writes a letter. The sentence was like that, isn't it? So, new subject, a letter. Then we use the be form of the verb. Is, participle form of the verb, written, add by, and then last make the subject into object. Clear? Now here I have some examples. I've written according to the tenses. Example 1. Sheena paints a picture. Paints is in present tense. So we change it into a picture. First divide into subject, verb, object. Then make the new subject a picture. Add the verb is. And participle of paint is painted. Add preposition by. And then the old subject becomes the new object. The sentence is in present tense, so I am using is painted. Second sentence, Sheena is painting a picture. Is painting is in which tense? Present continuous tense. Now divide the sentence into subject. Sheena. Verb is painting. Object a picture. Now what's the rule? The object becomes the new subject. What is added? Is added. Then painting is ing form of verb. So we do painting is changed into being, ing form of the word being painted, participle. Add by and new object is Sheena. Sentence is a picture is being painted by Sheena is in passive voice. Third sentence, Sheena has painted a picture. Verb is has painted. It is in which tense? Present perfect tense. Change into passive voice. How do we change? New subject. A picture. Has been. Change the verb has into passive voice has been. Painted remains the same. Paint, painted, paintin we don't say, isn't it? Painted. So add by and then Sheena, new subject. Subject becomes the object, new object. Sheena painted a picture. Painted is in which tense, students? It's in past tense. So here we use the verb was painted. What is the new subject? A picture. What is the new verb? Was painted. Add by, preposition by, and new object is Sheena. Next sentence, Sheena was painting a picture. What's the tense of the verb was painting? Right, it is past continuous form. Now divide the sentence. Divide the subject. Tell me the subject. Sheena. What's the verb? Was painting. What's the object? A picture. Now select, change into passive voice. Bring the new subject. A picture. Was. ing form of verb. How do you change? Being. Paint, participle. Painted. Add the preposition by. And the new object is Sheena. A picture was being painted by Sheena. These are the examples. Now here how do we change into passive voice when the imperative sentence is given? Imperative sentences can be turned into passive voice by using let. For example, here formula is let plus object plus be form of the verb plus past participle. Now let's see how this formula is used. If the sentence is post this letter, it's an imperative sentence, command, isn't it? Now it's in active voice. I use the word let plus the object, which is the object of the passive sentence, letter. The letter became the object here, brought here. Be, what is the past participle of post? Posted. So this formula, remember this formula, let the letter be posted. Let object be participle. Complete the verb. Yes, let. What's the object? The verb. The work. Next plus be. Then complete. Participle is completed. Let the work be completed. Go to the next sentence. Send the application. It's an imperative. How to change it using let? Let's begin. Application is the object. So first, what do you add? Let. Object. Let the application. Plus be. Then form of past participle of the verb send is sent. Let the application be sent is in passive voice. Help the poor. Help the poor. Which is the verb here? Help. What's the object? The poor. How do you change? Let plus object, the poor, plus be, plus helped. What is helped? Past participle form of help. So let the poor be helped. This is the way you change the imperative sentences into passive voice. Then how do we change interrogative sentences? Interrogatives are nothing but questions, isn't it? Now, active voice. Do you speak Kannada? How do I change? Is Kannada spoken by you? Remains the question itself, but I use the verb is. Does your father spend money? Is the money spent by father, by your father? Depending on the verb, we use the verb here. Is the money? New object again, is plus object, participle form by new object. Is Sienna singing the song? Change it into passive. Is new object, object, write the object, is plus object, a song, plus Participle form of the verb sing is sung. Add by and the new object Sienna. 4. Are they playing games? Change it into passive. Are remains the same. The games is the object. New became the subject here. Played. Participle form of the verb play. By and they becomes them. I have brought up the child. Have you brought up the child? Change have into has. Has the child been brought up by you? Has. Change the participle have, has. The child is the object. Brought up, past tense, isn't it? Been brought up, preposition by, and the new object is you. Question form remains the same. This is nominative and accusative case. Nominative is here I. When I say nominative, I, we, you, she, it, they, he. Now the accusative here is me, us, you, her, it, them, him. When I say I wrote a letter, I is nominative. Past tense, passive voice. A letter is written by, do I say I? I say a letter is written by me. So me is the accusative form. We. Letter is written by, we wrote a letter. A letter was written by us. So nominative case is we, accusative is I. These are used in changing the passive voice. When I say she wrote a letter, she is nominative case. I change it into accusative case in the passive voice. A letter is, she wrote a letter, I said. So a letter was written by she or her. A letter was written by her. So we use the accusative case in the passive voice. It remains the same. They wrote a letter. How do I change? A letter was written by them. So they in the nominative case becomes them in the accusative case. He becomes him in the accusative case. Remember this nominative and accusative case. I hope this basic rules are clear to you. Go through the video once again and recall the sentences. Write them in your notes book. Happy learning, children. Thank you.